welcome to another segment of Market Overdrive. My name is Karla Mina, residential real estate broker with Coldwell Banker, and with me, my co-host, Mr. Funes.
Hey, lady.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you?
Good, good.
Crazy night. So I'm super excited because after today, it's going to be a fast show, and I'm speaking really, really fast, more than usual, because I actually have to go do a presentation.
You're on the panel.
On the panel, what? See if he follows my information.
I do follow. She's actually the only woman on this panel. So if you guys are in town, make sure you stop by at the Godfrey tonight. It's going to be an amazing panel of industry professionals and talking about business, right? What are you guys talking about?
So yeah, business entrepreneurs, anybody who's looking to grow their businesses and learn how to do it. I'm actually going to be sharing my story of how we created a brand for ourselves using, multimedia platforms such as this. So if you want to know the secrets behind what is Market Overdrive, come out, I'll share my story. And as always, I'm always willing to share. So follow me on Instagram and Facebook and inbox me, and I'll be more than happy to share this information. But today we actually have a live studio as well. So shout out to everybody who's out there listening to us live. Sometimes we kind of forget that people actually are watching the show, right?
No, we know everybody's watching the show, especially with the amount of people that have been stopping by the last few shows to watch as an audience. The support has been great, so make sure you guys continue to follow us, support us at Market Overdrive. We want to showcase all businesses. This is not just a real estate platform anymore. Originally, when the show was launched a little over 4 years ago, that's the direction we were going, but now we want to showcase all businesses. I don't care if you're selling socks, opening up a restaurant, whatever it may be, we want to cover it. So let's get right into it.
I love it. Actually, let me just expand a little bit on that, Graco, because as you know that Market Overdrive has been predominantly a real estate industry professional show. But I think that as we grow, this is our 4th year, so kudos to us. We survived. We've learned that entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs. Everybody's looking to create wealth, right? And my mantra is create wealth for my children's children. So I thought how important it would be for other people as I'm working and transacting with my clients. They're always wondering, how do you build a business? How do you start something, right? And as a mompreneur, I'm very privileged. I'm pretty lucky that I get to align myself with professionals like Graco from iLoan, who helps me out and oversees these visions and projects that we have together. But we want to share your story. We want to empower you, and by sharing your story, you're going to empower other professionals. And what greater good than to share just information and grow each other's network.
Yep. And you get to share this amazing studio that we have in here.
State-of-the-art WGN studio. So before this sounds like we're plugging Market Overdrive, tonight is a great night because we seek out the best of the best. And tonight's show is really important to me because you're going to learn how to stay fit, look good. I think we forget about ourselves sometimes when we're transacting. So we have a huge surprise, an amazing human. I mean, I love him. His name is Sunshine. So you'll get to hear from him later.
Let's not give it away yet. Let's not give it away.
I won't say who he is, but everybody knows who he is because he's just an amazing human. But we also have NHS in the house, and they're going to be sharing how you can compete to build a house. And actually, I'm going to do a shout out to a really cool guy who's visiting today, Tim, who actually is building a house and is going to donate a house and visits hospitals and says hello to children. I mean, I'm all about giving, and it's 4th quarter. It's the holiday season. So anybody out there, you professionals, I know you work hard. And if you're giving of your time, I salute you. But you'll hear more about NHS here. We have an architect who's going to share how to win. And we also have some cool information about how to become just super crazy rich with Bitcoin.
Ooh.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. We have a great show tonight. So we're going to do it all. You're going to win prizes.
Carla's going 100 miles an hour because she has to make this event. So I'm just going to get right in it, okay?
All right, go ahead and introduce our guest.
All right. So today we have Neighborhood Housing Services of Chicago. Sarah, I butchered your name again.
Bruni.
Bruni.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Sarah Bruni here visiting us. And we also have Zurich Esposito, Executive Vice President of AIA Chicago. Welcome to Market Overdrive, guys.
Thank you.
We are super excited about what you guys are here to talk about, especially myself. I think I want to get in on this. I was conversating with Karla a little bit a week ago, and let's get right into it. Tell us a little bit about what Neighborhood Housing Services of Chicago does and what's up and coming with you guys.
Yeah, so NHS specifically is an affordable housing organization that specifically focuses on home ownership. So we really want to make home ownership accessible to low and moderate income people in Chicago. And we We do homeownership counseling. We're also a nonprofit lender, and we redevelop some houses across the city. So we've teamed up with the Housing Policy Task Force, which is a lot of different organizations focused on homeownership. And we've partnered with AIA as well to host a design competition for the next iconic and affordable and really attractive home for young families and working families in Chicago. We want to build that next generation starter home, and we're really excited about this opportunity.
And we're going to touch a little bit about what the rules are, right, of this up-and-coming contest. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Zurich, and
Sure.
How you're involved with this role.
Right. So I represent the American Institute of Architects in Chicago, AIA Chicago. We're the professional association for architecture and design professionals in the Chicago area. We have a membership of over 3,500 individuals. So it's a great opportunity for us to collaborate with organizations like NHS because we are very good and adept at developing awards and design competition programs that challenge architects because we've got so many of them in our arsenal of membership.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about this contest and what it entails. When can we apply, or is there a cutoff date? How can we get started with this contest?
Yeah, so the first round starts December 1st, which is in just a couple of days. And that's open all the way until the end of January. And in the first round, we just ask applicants to answer a few questions to make sure that they really understand the purpose of this competition and they're really in line with our vision for what we want the result to be. So we're asking people to build a new construction house for less than $250,000 for a purchase price. That means the construction price has to be less than $200,000. We're requiring some kind of wealth building component. So that's either an income unit or a live workspace or something that makes your house work for you and really become attractive to millennials or people who might be part of, the gig economy, who work a lot of jobs, maybe are entrepreneurs. And so in the first round, we just ask for one drawing and the answers to a few questions about really what your vision is. And we're challenging people to lower the cost of construction of their house. The cost of construction continues to rise, not just in Chicago, but across the entire country.
Sure.
So we're asking people to innovate and come up with some new ideas.
So I got one quick question here, and I know Karla's chomping at the bit here. Zurich, you're the architect. I always feel that certain materials that we can utilize when we are building, concrete, steel, and glass.
Sure.
I mean, that was my kind of vision to Karla. Okay.
Here we go.
Because when we visit like these other countries, okay, we see everything built just from concrete. Right. And it still retains heat well. It still retains.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with concrete.
So
Are you seriously submitting your application to win
I already
this
have
on air?
on my notes.
You can't do that. We're supposed to be
joking.
sharing.
We're not the judges, by the
No,
way,
we
so
need
you
to-
can't butter us
No.
up.
The commissioner is, so you should be like calling the commissioner.
well, look, when I see
Go
these
ahead.
towers being
Zurich,
built,
I'll let you
right,
answer.
a lot of it is concrete, steel, and
Right.
glass.
Aqua Tower.
Right.
What do you
Lots
think
of
about
concrete.
that, sir?
Marina towers.
So
Concrete.
what my
There's a
question
great
is
tradition of
the direction, is that where we're going?
not necessarily.
Okay.
We're hoping that this competition draws all sorts of ideas and innovative ones,
Okay.
ways of using materials that maybe we haven't seen before, that may lead to efficiencies in the construction process, hence make it more affordable to construct so that more of us can afford to be in well-designed buildings and live in them. But concrete, glass, go for it.
Karla was
Okay,
thinking
aside
of,
from Graco trying to skew the competition, let's get to some real excitement here. I mean, this is great, right? We're talking about WeWork, Uber, self-sustainable housing, and affordable housing, but how to get your house to work for you. So
Right.
Graco, you guys have products, loan products, where if you get a roommate, you can still use that income so that you can apply for that loan. How does that work?
yeah, but we don't want to talk about loans today and bore
No, we
people.
don't. But
No,
just can
that
you?
is a
But you
really
have to
important
excite. You
component
have
of
to
this,
explain to
actually.
people if
we
that
we
could
do.
work.
So there are products available in
Yeah.
the mortgage world that allow you to use income from within a single family home.
Right.
Whether it's be renting out a bedroom or an in-law, whatever it may be, we have some products that allow for that. I know you guys touched on a multi-unit.
Right.
Can it exceed 2 units?
2 units.
We're looking for
two
one or
flat.
two.
One or
and
two.
The 2 units would be up to $350,000.
Okay.
Right.
$350,000. So one of the things that I want, because when we had a conversation, you specifically said that this property has to have an income component, right? So it's going to have to get some money coming in. So typically, if you have a single family house, you get an in-law. But for conventional financing, that's a big no-no. You can't get conventional financing, right? Because lenders frown upon that. It can't. It's got to be. It's
Well, we have a product.
accessory unit.
We have a product that would allow you that.
Okay.
It's non-traditional or non-conventional, so to speak. But we do have an option for
Okay,
that.
but I just want to kind of, expand on that, because as you're, drafting or submitting this petition for this architectural design for a new home, I think that this is great because as you're, again, the affordability index has decreased. Everything with property taxes, interests are going up, and housing, at some point, the cost of housing has to come and adjust itself. And we're all hearing that about 2019. Housing is going to adjust itself. So you're already ahead of the game by requesting that your developers or builders create a product that's affordable to the masses, right? Because what is the average income in Illinois?
Well, in Chicago, we're looking at 100% area median income, which is for a family of 3 about $75,000 a year.
So come on, if you're making $70,000 on average, can you afford a $450,000 product? You really can't. And so a lot of the families are out of this opportunity of what is the American dream. And I think for a long time, we don't even hear those words anymore, right? So I love that NHS is coming up with this program because it excites us in the industry to compete. What do you think that, how does that work with respects to the architectural industry?
Sure, it's a terrific challenge to put in front of architects, and architects like challenges. And so many architects these days are looking for ways of helping communities. The timing of this could not be better.
Yeah. I talked about this a few shows back that we need more affordable housing in our industry. Everything is, even though Chicago is one of those metropolitan cities that is still priced pretty low, price per square foot compared to New York, LA, Miami, and those other markets, but we still need to be in that range, like Karla said, in the 250 to 350 range, because that is actually going to push that economy, our industry in the real estate world to the next level.
Right.
Everything, I don't know, what is Chicago's average price per square foot right now?
Well, it depends on the different areas, so I can't really go and speak to that. But more importantly, I think that it's really exciting, right? Because we've had situations where I have families who are really psyched about being able to find a property, and all of a sudden they're under contract, but then our lenders say they can't qualify because the interest rate just went up. And sometimes for some of our families, even like a quarter point or whatever, just gets them off the market. And so with property taxes in some areas, I mean, I don't want to get area specific, but there's some southwest suburbs where you're looking at a $200,000 price point with a $6,000 and $8,000 property tax, and it's ridiculous because now all of a sudden you're paying more for taxes than you are for a home. So being able to have affordable options is great for our audience.
Are these properties coming with any type of tax breaks that you guys know of?
Not tax breaks per se, but we are working with the aldermen in 2 neighborhoods where the taxes are relatively low and affordable. We're working in Bronzeville and in Humboldt Park.
Okay.
Love it. Well,
Awesome.
Exciting news. So Sarah, can you give me, the 411, that's quick flyer. What's like the information about how people can compete and where can they learn more about this competition?
You can go to nhschicago.org, and we're really looking for your ideas for an affordable, attractive, next-generation starter home for Chicago.
And
I'll be
don't
submitting
listen to
mine.
Graco because he's not competing. Are you seriously submitting?
Yeah, we're submitting.
You're not an architect.
We're actually going to call it Market Overdrive.
Please do
House.
not. That's a terrible idea. You should just say and just go with that.
Team up with an architect and submit.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Find a
Actually, I have
friend.
one. I do a lot of renovations
God, please.
and development.
I got another Nick in the show. Listen, your friend's going to be a judge.
Who?
Plug. Commissioner.
Is she?
Yes,
Yeah.
right. That's how we learned about it. Thank
Commissioner
you.
Judy, thank you so much for introducing us.
Oh my God.
I forgot that you're
Where
going to
are
be a judge.
you
I
today?
forgot.
If you're watching, I love you very much. And yes, and one of the reasons she reached out to me and put me in touch with Sarah was because I'm all about empowering women. And I do flips, right? And I call them flippity flips. And I say, if I can do it, if I can go out there and buy construction materials and buck this kid about like what kind of cabinets I could buy and just freak out about market and, rehabbing homes, anybody could do it. Seriously. So, Commissioner, thank you so much for thinking of us. And Market Overdrive is always here to serve you. So keep on sharing the information. Good luck with everything, Sarah.
Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to add before we go off the?
Bring
Sure.
us your best ideas.
Where
from
can
everyone.
they enroll?
nhschicago.org, and you just click on the design competition, and
Perfect.
it'll take you right there.
Awesome. And so
All right.
they're not really going to be judging us, so Graco's really not going to win.
He tried to bribe us, but it's not going to work.
What?
I'm still going to try to enter. Carla's going to try to enter with Legos.
Wait, can we do that? I'm so excited about doing that.
All right, so we're going to transition here into our next guest. Thank you guys for coming on. And tell me a little bit about what you're planning to speak on tonight on this panel.
Okay, so in good Karla like style, of course I don't have anything planned. It's all improvised. Our show is actually improvised. So no, I'm like excited because I'm going to be sharing the platform with a lot of other professionals. And so I hear that Bill Walsh has a really cool coaching program. And if you're coming out, you get to hear us, how we started Market Overdrive, how it is that we produce the show, and why we loved just educating everybody on what is real estate. But now I'm super excited that we're going to go with this whole business platform. There's going to be people there talking about Chicago Scene Magazine. That's Ken. And then Joel's going to be there too as well, talking about the gift of giving and how he built his business by just giving of his time and giving, some of his commission, I believe. So lots of good information. So if you really want to, turn your business around, or you need someone to help you and coach you through this process that is being an entrepreneur, lots of great information there. So come out. Where are we going to be?
At the Godfrey.
Godfrey.
Starts at 6 p.m., but Karla will be late as always. She'll be there around 7:30
I
p.m.
will be here. I have a full house to entertain, but oh my God, if I have to introduce him, I swear, gosh, I'm going to explode. So I'm going to let you do it.
Okay. So in the studio today, we have my brother from another mother, Sonny Akhigbe, right, of Sonny Biggy's Fitness,
Biggy.
and also the founder and president of A Boy in His Dream Foundation. But today we're going to talk about fitness in the business world, in the entrepreneurship world, and the importance of keeping that body healthy so that we can continue to work these long hours that we do. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show.
You're my dream. You're the boy of my dream, Sonny. How are you?
Good, fine, thank you.
It is so exciting to have him in the room, just because I think as a business owner and an entrepreneur, right, as a mompreneur, I'm always driving myself crazy. And obviously you talked about like appearance, looking good and feeling good. And sometimes you're so busy servicing clients that it's so hard to think about you. Like I recently started working out, but it was never part of my culture. It wasn't part of my style. So can you tell us a little bit about you and why you do what you do?
Well, that's why I'm here tonight. First of all, thank you for having me. It's a great job that you guys doing out here.
Thanks,
I'm just
brother.
privileged to be here. Thank you. Well, to answer the question you're talking about, that was what the program that we created at Sonny Biggy to be able to target the entrepreneur, the producers. I call them the grinders. And the city is standing here today because of the top producers, all the entrepreneurs and business owners. I want to first of all thank them for those great energy. But as you know, a successful business can keep you really low in energy. So that's why Sonny Biggy decided to create a comprehensive program that worked for them to encourage them to go through it. Fitness, as you know, help to solve a lot of problems, such as stress, anxiety, and those elements can also cost you a lot of low production at the end of the day. So what we do is that you can create that time for yourself. What are you really top producing for? Who are you producing for? If you are there building other people, who is building you? And if you run out of energy and you cannot produce anymore, no one is going to really care and recognize you. You're done. So that's why I want you to stop whatever you're doing and focus on yourself. Eat right, exercise. Just take time, 1 hour out of your busy time, out of your 18 hours you put in. I don't know how many hours you put in daily. Just take 1 hour to do something for yourself. Eat right, exercise, and meditate. You feel good.
How many hours you put in the, I swear, it's so like, true story. I used to I feed the kids and I feed them and I eat whatever they don't eat. It's crazy, right? Because if you're on the go, you're on the go. Like I don't like McDonald's, so I'll be like, oh, well, I don't want to eat not that
I love
McDonald's, but I'm like, I'm just not going to eat it because it's terrible. I worked out and I don't want to poison my body, but I'm so busy. Like, who has time for all that? Graco, you do, what is it called?
I meal prep on Sundays.
Meal prep?
Yeah, I meal
I
prep
don't
on
like
Sundays.
frozen food and I don't like
It's not
reheated
frozen,
food. I
it's
have to
just-
cook my meals every night. I know it sounds crazy. People won't believe it, but I do.
Okay, then cook every night, cook something healthy, and continue to work out.
I want to hear from Mr. Sunny Bunny here.
But, we are arguing the same topic. Trust me. People know what to do. They just don't want to do it. So that's why I'm here to encourage them today to do the same thing. Do you know that you spend the same equal amount eating the same equal amount of time eating junk food, is the same amount of time you spend eating healthy food. The price difference between healthy and junk food is really not huge. It's just
good.
a low margin.
It
Trust
just
me.
tastes really yummy.
It tastes yummy.
I love dessert.
It's that craving. It's that craving that makes everyone want to eat any junky food. So that even if you're eating unhealthy food, but the portion means a lot. You know, you have to. If you don't have, you cannot afford. If you cannot afford healthy food, I suggest that you spread the portion. Even if you have bread at home, just spread it out. If you're taking 5 pieces of bread, take one. Eat every 2 hours instead of one meal. In a day, you can eat 6 meals. Just break it down so your body can function properly well, and that will speed up your energy level. Even if you're not working out at all, you eat properly. You know, the one thing you don't want to do to your body is to deprive your body from necessary nutrition. You don't want to go empty.
And if you guys are not following Sonny, I mean, he's on Facebook, he's on Instagram, he's got Boy in a Dream, and he's always posting these live videos of his workouts in the morning, which I watch quietly. Like, I don't want him to know that I'm watching because I'm like, I'm not doing that. Who is that person?
Thanks for the
Like,
follow.
how are they doing these workouts? Can you tell us, like, you know, the reason I watch the videos, though, is because it's so inspirational. So I think it goes beyond the fitness and the routine and the actual, like, squats, which I can't do. But you talk a lot about, or you post a lot about inspiration, you know, keeping people happy. Because, again, it's fourth quarter, and after the sun went out, I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs or just people overall are sad. The weather depression, right? And so I love all your inspirational stuff. Like Sarah says, my buyer specialist, she says it all the time. As long as you woke up today, you're already winning. And I'm like, I think that's a song. But she always says that. And I love that because it kind of echoes what you always say on your post.
Yes. Well, inspiration is the key to success. You know, like you already said, society alone is already a challenge to everyone. Just waking up every day, just look at what you have to go through, what you have to overcome every day. You're already depressed. So what happened is that there are a lot of soldiers out there who knows how to motivate. And some give it genuinely, which is, I'm one of them. I like to motivate people. I believe people can be motivated to do great. You know, when you look at Maslow's theory of human behavior, once you feed human being with those necessary needs, they're going to do well anyway. So I think motivation is the one key component that everyone is lacking. If you tell one individual, say, hey, a pat in the back, you can do it, psychologically, that individual has received that strength. They're going to actually triumph that day and do great things. So that's why I always wake up every 5 a.m. Just first of all, one thing I do, I meditate, take care of myself first of all before I can take care of other people. Then I jump on it, post one inspiration, letting them know that once you wake up, that's the only thing that you need anyway. The rest, you can do it. So let's get going.
I love it. Just be mindful and be thankful, right? I
Yes.
love how you always post about that as well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I can't do the 4 a.m. though, bro. Come on.
Well, they're different levels. You have 4 a.m., 5
Yeah, talk a
a.m.
little bit about that because you're going all day long.
all day long. There's 6 a.m. anyway. So
Okay.
many people we have so many on 6 a.m. club. Then you have 7 a.m. club. But once you go past 7 a.m., you're not going to do the workout because you're running late. You're running short right now. You know, like I'm a single father of 2. So I have to wake up at 4. You know, to get me ready for the people and get my kids ready for school, do school drop off before I go service the people. So you got to wake up. When you know what you got to do, you better tell yourself you're going to do it. Because if you snooze, you're going to lose. First of all, my point is that take care of your health so that you can live longer.
Right.
Because everything that you think you're doing right now, producing, you want to live longer to be able to enjoy it.
I love it. And I think we don't give single parents or single dads enough props here. So kudos to you, right? Because I think we forget about that. I'm a single mom as well. So, you know, when I wake up, I always say I wake up at 6. Sarah's like, she's texting me at 7. Well, I set up all my text messages, but by the time the kids got to be at school at 8 o'clock, so by 7:45, we got to be out the door. And then I go to the office. And then I used to say, Graco would be like, you can work out. And I'd be like, I don't have time to work out. And he'd always say, make time. And I'm like, how much time do I have? Like, I don't. So it's kind of like my guilty thing to just give back to myself and work out. And I'm like, at that hour, so then I got to add another hour for getting back home and showering. So if you guys have the same dilemma of, and you're a single parent, be a dad or a mom, I think that I feel so much better after I work out, but I always look at your videos and think like, I can never get to that level. What kind of advice would you give somebody that's just starting?
Oh, they're beginners. They're beginner. I call it startup program. So every exercise in the program I've created is not for everyone. Beginners have their own program. So what I do fitness assessment based on your needs and your strength level. I'll create that program. You start simple and gradually build your strength up. Then here you have people who already started doing it, and then we can create a program that also going to fit their needs. Like me as a professional bodybuilder, my program is not what you're going to do. It's crazy when I'm lifting. So I would not suggest a beginner to do my program.
Right.
So yeah.
He did a program for me
Yes, I did.
last year. And
For you?
Yeah.
You need a program?
well, you want to change it up, so I needed
mean,
something,
He's
different.
such a show off. I mean, like all the Instagram photos of him flexing, I'm like,
I didn't see that one.
oh. I'm just like, I can never look
That's
like
actually
that.
Sunny always flexing.
Sunny, oh, I heart you. It's awesome. I love seeing it though. It's great because it's inspirational, right?
Yeah, those are my professional photo when I go, when I'm competing. First, when I was in London competing the other day, or California or whatever. So you can easily catch me flexing and showing those photos. I can't help it.
Yeah.
So I gotta do
I
it.
can't help it if I got muscles. If I look
I only
this good.
do it. I only do it only if I'm getting paid to take my shirt off and flex.
Ooh.
But you don't see it on a daily basis.
Greg, are you getting paid to take
I'm
your
not
shirt?
getting
He's not
paid.
getting paid yet.
I need to get paid.
So I always like to talk about the fact that it's fourth quarter, right? Aside
Yes.
from the holiday season, please go and check out your friend and make sure that people are fine. Sometimes the strongest minded individuals that are always laughing are always hiding sadness sometimes. And so I've heard a lot of stories about people, terminating their life, which is sad and people don't like to talk about it. But I think that like when someone like you, and we were talking about small businesses here, and we're in the WGN studios, and how killer is that we get to showcase amazing humans like Sonny and his business model on our show, Market Overdrive, here on WGN. I really appreciate you sharing that story. But going back to being inspirational to people and helping people out, we're in fourth quarter. In our business, we're planning right now for 2019.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden in December, January, everybody's got the whole workout, like New Year's resolution, right? What would you say to a busy professional about adding fitness and health and mindfulness into their schedule for 2019?
Well, first of all, health and wellness is a component that everyone needs to embrace. It's going to add more value to you if you understand how it works. I think they need to remove one thing that brings stress to them and replace that with health and wellness. 1 hour of the day is what I'm asking for. If you try it and if it doesn't work, hold me accountable. I'm telling you, whoever is listening tonight, right now, entrepreneur, wherever you are, to adding the health and wellness components to your New Year resolution will be the best decision you ever made. It's simple. Just find the time and the place in your busy schedule to plug it in. It's just 1 hour. I require 1 hour. That means 30 minutes of workout, 30 minutes of meditation, and you will feel well. You feel better. It's easy. It is easy.
I'm sorry to cut you off, son.
Yes.
You're also helping out with the meal prepping and the dieting, right?
Yeah,
the nutritional
meal prepping,
part.
Yeah, meal prepping option is also advisable. And since I know these components, since as a professional bodybuilder, I know how this thing works. I know what your body needs based on your body type. I know what your food symmetry your body needs to be able to function properly. So I also advise them on what they should be eating and how it's going to function properly. If they try, it works. And you saw the result. You saw the progress that I have posted with people who actually tried those programs.
Yeah.
So meal prep, does that mean you come home and cook for me?
I can do that. I also
Well, could you know why? Because I saw your video where you were actually at someone's house and you guys had a spread of food and you were cooking it.
Yes.
I suck at cooking.
Yes, it's called refrigerator makeover. What I do,
Please come over.
I will. So it's a component that myself and Stephen Kaba, we collaborated and do that. He shot out the video. What we do is the individual client tells me that I'm having problem with food. This is there. So okay, let me see what's going on in your refrigerator. Quite often, I get there. Guess what they have in the refrigerator? The things that you're supposed to be eating anyway.
Chicken and beer?
Exactly. Guess
Or is
what I
that
do?
just Graco?
A lot of stuff.
I don't drink beer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We go in there and clean up the fridge and replace them with the things that they need. And they just step on the level and start
Nice.
looking good and eating right, feeling better.
All right.
I love it.
So,
Well, tell us where we can find you, brother. How can we sign up and when can we get started for the new year?
well, absolutely. I can tell you that real quick if you don't mind me throwing in it real quick.
Sure.
I have a program for all startups, all the startups, like entrepreneur, whether you're in a real estate business or any kind of business that you're doing. There's a program that I have for all the beginners. There sometimes I offer them one-time free assessment and free workout program. If you don't like it, don't even sign up for it. So how do you find me? I'm on Instagram. My Instagram name is Sunny Biggy, SUNNY BIGGY. I'm also have a Twitter, Sunny Akhigbe. My website is www.sunnybiggyfitness.com. As a matter of fact, if you really want to just see me, find me, just Google it, Sunny Akhigbe, SUNNY You can see me online. We're
Awesome.
transparent.
Sunny Bunny, just give him your number. He's Sunny Bunny for me. So don't Google him under Sunny Bunny. I just like putting the sun and the bunny next to each other on Facebook. It just makes it so, Carla.
I appreciate it.
What's that number, Sunny Bunny?
Oh, well, I have an Indiana number, which when I move,
Sorry.
I don't like, changing my number, so I don't miss my contact. It's 219-851-0170. You call that number 24 hours in the day, somebody's going to answer it.
Cool.
And I have to make mention of this. I mean, there's a helicopter, and you got this kid over there on a phone and making calls. What is that video all about?
Oh, it's called Helicopter Experience. Well, as you know, Graco I'm the founder of the Born His Dream. I have a co-founder, Diana Bridges. Graco is the president of the board, and we're about 26 of us, all executive now, people who have a heart to give back to the community. We're doing a program to raise funds for our scholarship fund. It's called Helicopter Experience. This is happening December the 13th at the Chicago Helicopter Experience. It's starting at 6 p.m., and I encourage people to come in that day. And we already have 8 scholarships right now in colleges, children that we're sponsoring. So we want to add another 10 students to that scholarship in next year. So the goal of the scholarship program is to have 100 students sponsored in the next 10 years and also pair them up with mentors who's going to be successfully mentor them, make sure that they finish college, and place them in job here in downtown Chicago. So what gave birth to that is like there's a stereotype that's saying that if you're born into underprivileged, there's a thing that you're not going to make it. So we're proving it now that anyone born underprivileged have a chance to be able to make it if they keep their act right and do the right thing through education. Right. And that's what the program
Wow.
is.
So I think I heard that like 27 people sign up to run for mayor of the city. Can you please, I petition
No.
Sunny Bunny.
Oh, Sunny Bunny, I thought you were going to petition yourself.
Be mayor. I love you. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
giving back. Graco, can you give us a little bit as to why, not why, I mean, I don't know why he was president, but more importantly, why you're involved with the organization and a little bit more about how can people come out to the event?
So this is my 4th year, right? Serving
sir.
with you?
Since the beginning.
Yeah.
We started together.
The whole idea is, so I've been in this industry 19 years now as a lender. And I've seen a lot of markets up and down. And this time around for me, I've always said that it's not about the dollar, it's not about the paycheck this time around, it's about giving back. Because we've been so fortunate in our industry that we sometimes forget that it's really necessary to give back. And when I met this guy through social media, and I finally met him in person, I'm like, Jesus, this is him. This guy's awesome. We just had a great synergy and a great connection, and I asked how I could help. And last year, we were able to raise 10 scholarships, actually.
Yes.
And this year, we're going to try to double that, maybe triple that. So this helicopter experience is going to be an amazing night. You get to go up in the air, a quick 15-minute tour of the city of Chicago on the lakefront.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have cocktails,
Food.
some food and bites to eat. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a just great way to network and figure out a way to grow this beast and keep it going for 2019.
Yes, sir. Baby step.
Kudos to both of you. I love it. Time to give back. And of course, it's, again, holiday season. So if you're not doing anything, when is it?
It's the least we can do. December 13th, 6 p.m. Yep. Make sure you guys come out. And you can see it on all of our social media campaigns. We'll be pushing it out there. So
Thank you so much, Sonny. I really appreciate you coming out because I know you're busy. And it always means a lot for us to share this information with
I
you.
appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
thanks,
Of
brother.
course.
God bless.
So, Graco, I mean, I love the fact that you say giving back, right, and giving of your time, and you're on this volunteer board. I also know that Sonny does meals, or he's helping a child lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
What's that all about?
So, amazing story. Sonny meets this kid on the street, and it was actually at a McDonald's, my second favorite restaurant. Sonny just happened to be in there because he had to borrow
eats
some Wi-Fi. I
McDonald's?
remember that. I think he needed to send an email or something. And the short of the story is that the kid is struggling with weight, and he's just needed some direction as to, eating better, including exercising his day-to-day, and educating his family on how they can help him. He's doing great. It's a 90-day challenge, right, Sonny? 90-day challenge?
90 days.
So we're going to do a reveal soon of this amazing little boy, and stay tuned because he's doing really well. He's down probably 15 maybe now.
Wow.
About 15 pounds.
That's awesome. It just shows that if you care, if somebody cares and gives of your time and expertise, right, that you can help somebody in need. I love his philosophy, right, that social, what is a vicious cycle. If you're born in an impoverished area and maybe you don't have the parents that are available because, again, we're impoverished and there's lack of education, lack of opportunities, it's that vicious cycle, right? You can't really get out. So there's a lot of professionals like ourselves that can actually get out of that vicious cycle and help others. And I hear something about that. If you've never been in need, if you've never had anyone help you that you don't give back, I want to say that that's not true. So I want to encourage other people to give back and find out how you can help the next person, because I think that there's a lot of impoverished areas in Chicago, and if we're making money out of these zip codes and we're selling real estate and we're cashing in those checks, we should always make time to help everybody else out. But now we're going to share with you how to actually make some coins.
The good stuff.
The good stuff.
The good stuff. So am I introducing or are you
Please
introducing?
do.
All right, today in studio, we have a very good friend of Market Overdrive, Morgan Herron of DigiBLX, and he's going to talk a little bit about the currency of cryptocurrency, and how we can utilize it in the real estate world. One of the first properties in the city of Chicago is going to be closing with this currency because of your amazing idea, and I'll let you touch on that here shortly. But welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what DigiBLX is.
First of all, I'm so excited to be here. I've known Graco and Karla through a charity called Global Warriors.
Yeah.
Yes,
Very happy
thank
to be
you
part
so
of.
much.
And they do some fantastic
support.
work all over the place. So really respect you guys for doing that. Well, DigiBLX is a company that was built out of necessity. I do a lot of work in the real estate community right now, and I'm also a fan of cryptocurrencies. And I think it's coming, like a freight train to every market in the world, whether it be financials, the real estate, asset purchases. It's something everybody has to take a look at and how to deal with and not stick their head in the sand. I wanted to form a business that we're looking around the corner for business. You want to be the guy that can see what's coming. And so that's what we did. We in real estate, they didn't allow cryptocurrency purchases for several reasons. First of all, the instability of cryptocurrency makes everybody very uneasy. The buyer and the seller don't like to sign a contract with the fluctuations in cryptocurrency. You buy a building for $1 million, you have 90-day due diligence process. No one's comfortable with that. If you've looked at the price of Bitcoin, it's got from 20,000 in December of 2017 down to 4,200 about today. Sure. It's almost an 80% drop, 70-some% drop. So that's very.
Whoa. Before you start getting into how you're using it, can you please dumb it down for those of us who don't even have YouTube? Seriously, like my daughter, she does these, she watches these videos on how to put makeup on and how to create, I don't know, what is it, glue
DIYs,
and whatever, DIY
DIYs.
stuff. And so cryptocurrency to me sounds like a bunch of Lego money and Mario Brothers money, and you're like, ching, ching. Please dumb it down. What is it?
We'll dumb it down from back to the beginning of
Please do.
cryptocurrency.
Sure.
In 2009, some guys got together. They called themselves the cyberpunk group, and they were saying most of them are hackers and it's computer geeks that were incredibly smart, and they wanted to set up a little kind of anarchist way to use money, and they didn't want to go around the banks. And how can we do peer-to-peer transactions? How can I send you money and you money and pay for things? And I'm talking about things like video games and weapons in video games, pizza, and all sorts of stuff. And so they had an idea to create this digital internet currency, and they couldn't quite figure it out and how to do it securely. So in 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto took an old platform called blockchain. It was developed in 1991 to protect records from being tampered with. From years to now, you couldn't tamper with it. So he said, wait, why don't we put this digital currency on this blockchain? And then it was all formed. That was the first Bitcoin formed. And so from there, it's grown from there. But it's that simple. It's just think of it as a digital currency that you can use on the internet outside of banks.
But touch on how did it go to 20,000 per coin,
yeah.
and now it's dropped right around 4,000 today.
Yeah, so markets do that. When a new product comes out and there's a demand created, it's like if you take a pencil and you can't spend with it, it's just kind of the same thing with cryptocurrency. There was a need for it, and that's the value. It's a supply and demand. There's only going to be 21 million Bitcoins ever minted in the whole world. Right now, about 17.5 are already minted. So there's about 3.5 million left. And, so people at that time were, God, if it runs out, what's going to happen with demand? We make about 1,800 Bitcoins in the world a day. One gets minted every 10 minutes, and they call it being mined. But and so that created a demand. Everybody's talking about it. What usually happens is the public starts getting into it and driving the price up. It's not a very liquid market, which means not that many people trying to buy it, the price goes up. Not that many people trying to sell it, the price goes down a lot very quickly. And so that's, I think, what happened recently. The people that got in it around last year, 4,000, watched it go up to 20,000. Then it came back down and they got scared and got out. I don't think that's, okay. I think the value is, I think it's a long-term investment still, like any investment.
So for all the mommies out there that are tired of paying for skins on Fortnite, you're beginning to tell me my kid could eventually at some point got smart, bought some cryptocurrency, and now he wouldn't have to use my credit card to buy skins.
You would not be surprised how many people. It's just like kids like that. There's a 23-year-old in Lincoln Park video
Can
game.
I adopt him? I mean, seriously.
$60 million. He just
Nicholas,
has
if
an
you're
account.
watching this show, you're in trouble. Seriously.
So yeah, there are some of those kids out there.
No, but the only reason I make fun of that, because I think you mentioned earlier that it was actually a child that owns the majority of it, or it's super wealthy out of it. I'm
not the richest guy, but there are children who, they're not children anymore in their 20s and teens.
I'll adopt them too.
Used it for, just like I said, buying video games and buying weapons in video games, and they kept their accounts, and they're still in it.
Wow.
All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes here, because how is this going to be utilized in the real estate world? Because I know you're part of a transaction that's happening here in Chicago. Pretty pricey, expensive property that your company is basically transacting, right? You guys. It's
listed. I'll tell you what, Graco, I've been so excited. I've been holding this in because I did have the announcement for this show that we're going to be the first ones in the Chicago, for sure, the Midwest and maybe beyond, to actually list a commercial property solely in cryptocurrency.
That's awesome.
So Jameson, Commercial Realty, broker named Mark Kishow over there is listing the property, and it's going to be revolutionary. And the reason we can do it there is because we can control the volatility of the Bitcoin. That's what makes it work, actually. So when someone brings their Bitcoin in, whoever the purchaser is, we can stabilize the cryptocurrency throughout the due diligence process. And that was the big hang-up.
This is where we're going to go slow, though.
Yeah, we're going to go real slow here.
Talk about how you guys stabilize it and capture the value, so to speak, in a certain period. Because if the transaction is going to take 90 days, 120 days, we want the audience to understand that Morgan's company is basically taking your currency, your cryptocurrency, into their system and giving it a true value all the way through. So even if the values drop, correct me if I'm wrong.
You're right.
They're locked in at that price.
They're locked in, and that was the big hesitancy why they said, hey, we can't use this in real estate, because like I said, if you are buying a $10 million building today and you're trying to sign a contract in 90 days, it could be worth $5 million, the Bitcoin.
Right.
And so the seller's not comfortable with that, obviously. Sure. And the buyer's like, God, am I going to have to come up with $5 million more at some point? Right. So they bring in the Bitcoin. We sell the building for $10 million. They bring in the Bitcoin to us. We immediately stabilize it. We developed a stable token, is what it's called, with our own derivatives and algorithms that we developed over the last year. And so we transition it to our stable token, which immediately locks it in at the price. So if it's $10 million today, we'll keep it $10 million for 90 days, 120 days, 6 months, whatever.
However long it takes to close a deal.
However long it wants, and everybody can sleep at night. No one has to worry about it.
Is there sort of like when you're locking a rate for a loan?
Yeah.
Is there a fee associated with locking in that amount?
In DigiBLX, that's how DigiBLX makes their money. There's a transaction fee for doing it. And the longer, the fee goes up a little bit. It's anywhere from 4 to 10% of the deal, depending on what kind of deal it is. And it's smooth. It's been beta tested. We actually did a classic car. We didn't even publicize that, just to test it. The blockchain we tested, and it worked fantastic, which is why we could step up and do this. And like I said, we're listing a building for $3.7 million, and it's listed right now with the company. And if you go on the website and you'll see it, if you go on Jameson Commercial website, you'll see it's, accepting Bitcoin, which will be, for that company, it's a great thing because they're the leaders now. For them, they're taking a step out and saying, hey, this is coming. We're going to be dealing with it, because it immediately opens you up to a worldwide market too. And so, if anybody wanted to list anything in crypto and didn't know how, they would just give our company a call, and we'd say, hey, we can help you do that, and without any risk. And that's the problem people are facing.
Okay, so in our business, right, we always want to expose our properties and have maximum exposure so we can get the highest yield. So you're basically saying that you have created another platform for people to list their properties and make it available to buyers who actually have this type of currency, because in the past that wasn't an option.
It wasn't an option, and now we can do it on your own website. We can say, hey, Karla, do you want to list your stuff in cryptocurrency also? You just put it on your website. You can pay in dollars, cryptocurrency, whichever one you want, and all of a sudden that the world accepts cryptocurrency more than America. There's whole countries going to cryptocurrency. Venezuela and India is thinking about it. So it's very, very widely accepted everywhere else. America's a little behind the curve. But yes, and then all of a sudden it opens you up to worldwide. We can put it on our platform and advertise it also. And so you can get so much exposure so quickly by doing that.
Right. Well, I think that, the U.S. is obviously highly regulated. Our banking system is highly regulated, despite the fact that, we've had some faux pas, in our industry. But I love that there's options, right? Because this is a form of currency. And so what you're saying is that we now can advertise home and say, we accept cryptocurrency. So like the Visa logo, I'm just kidding. That's great stuff. That's great stuff.
Yeah, it's really true. It's for, even if you're an individual realtor, you don't have much exposure. We can put you on platforms around the world that all of a sudden everybody's, oh my God, that's different. And for the people who have Bitcoin, it's an issue of how you spend it. It's not as easy as just going to Starbucks and giving them, Bitcoin and buying a cup of coffee.
Well,
of
course,
so
right?
We make that easy for them to use their Bitcoin, because people right now, with the price going down, are, I would advise them, hey, why don't you diversify a little bit? Get into some hard assets. Get into a commercial property. Get into a house. Get into, we can do any asset. We can do boats, planes, art. We can do anything. But right now we're just doing real estate in Chicago. But we can do anything anybody wants to sell. That needs some kind of due diligence process is really what we specialize in. But we could do if you don't want due diligence, we can still do that too.
Great idea, right? Because if you're talking about people who acquire this, commodity per se, and then they can no longer transact with it because, how many skins of Fortnite can you buy or whatever they were buying? But at this point, you can actually buy tangible assets. Yeah,
you can buy tangible hard. We want to bring cryptocurrency purchases to like Main Street USA. So I think in the next 5 years, this conversation won't even be important. Right. It'll be like, oh yeah, you have everything listed in crypto. It's just gonna be normal. And so we're a little ahead of the curve is what we want to be. People ask me all the time about invest. I was reading some of your Facebook questions, before the show. They were all about investments, and I would always advise people invest in a business that's the bridge between the conventional finance world and the crypto world, because those are the ones that are going to make it. And that's why I think DigiBLX, not only is a good company, it's a great investment for that reason, because we are one of the ones doing it.
Right.
Well, I love that you say that, because you're saying this conversation won't even exist in the future. And obviously you heard it here on WGN's Market Overdrive, because you're here.
Worldwide scoop.
I'm serious. Thank you so much for the information. And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to provide you with insight to what's transacting, what's happening out in the world, because we live inside, even though Chicago is a metro city and this show is actually broadcasted on a national platform that is WGN, a lot of people just don't have the insight as to what's happening, right? We've had people come on the show and talk about that they do have cryptocurrency, and it's always like foreign language to us. And actually, my protege buyer specialist actually did a Q&A on Facebook, and we had a ton of people asking questions. So if you wouldn't mind, I want to take some time to ask you some of these questions so that our viewers or Sarah's viewers can feel like we actually listen to them.
We'd love to.
Graco holds out. We can't find it.
Again, for me, with the crypto, it took a little bit of time for me to understand, right? Because if I can't hold it, touch it, see it, where is it? So if you can explain a little bit about how there's value behind it without divulging, your secret of how you guys stabilize this and how this company, DigiBLX, is moving forward with that.
Yes, I will. Well, the difference is, like cryptocurrency, most of them are not backed by anything. It's a decentralized currency where the supply and demand sets the price, like any other thing. There's also a classification called digital assets, is what we created. It's a cryptocurrency in function, but it is backed by something. So we backed ours by something that's very stable in the world that makes us, like I said, be able to sleep at night with all the people doing the transaction. So that's the difference. Ours, you can actually turn in and get something of value back that you can, that you can put in the bank.
Gotcha.
And that's the difference.
You got that, Car?
I do.
It's backed by something, so it's not like monopoly money or.
Wait, what? It's not.
You know.
It's the opposite of monopoly money.
All right, so I have Juan Carlos Dorantes who said, I did, and I lost 2/3 of my investment.
You waited too long.
Yeah, Carl, and he's probably right. He probably got in, one of the high points, and so, I would advise him just hold on. Any investment, if it was stocks or Bitcoin, I'd say no, hold on to it 3 to 5 years before you make a decision. Even if it was stocks, I'd say the same thing.
I would have sold when it hit 20,000. I'm on record on that.
Well, just for that record.
I believe that, actually.
Rolando Villegas said, investments are always risky, but if you pay attention to the trends, it could be successful. Bitcoin reached 20,000 by the end of December of last year. Is that correct?
It was 20,000 in 2017 in December, and a lot of people thought then it'd go to 100,000, so they didn't sell. So now the people that held on are getting scared. Oh no, I'm going to lose everything. Again, I would always advise to not make an irrational decision. Hold on to it. Like I said, it's becoming popular and popular every day. And again, 3 to 5 years in any investment before you just start, bailing on it. That's what my advice would be.
Well, because it's a new type of currency, right? And it's a new type of commodity per se. It's not traded in the stock market, so right? So
it's not traded, but Chicago will be the worldwide headquarters for trading Bitcoin. The Mercantile Exchange, the Board of Trade are working night and day to develop instruments for the financial cryptocurrency market. So that will be easier and easier. Right now, there's you trade Bitcoin on what's called exchanges. There's only 5% of the Bitcoin on any one exchange around the world. It's not a centralized exchange. It's not like the New York stock market, which is why they have problems with liquidity and getting rid of it or even buying it.
So if a first-time investor would like to start educating themselves about this market and also learning how to watch for its peaks and lows, what would you say would be the first place to go?
I would first, even if you just get on the internet, Crypto for Dummies is a good one. I actually sent that book to a few people who wanted to get into it. They're more than welcome to call our company. We can sit them down and walk them through it. We love educating people about it. We think it's here to stay. And so does Chicago, by the way, the city of Chicago. And they're building buildings almost that are dedicated to it. And so, yeah, we would definitely, I'd recommend just going on YouTube and watching some videos.
Okay, I do have Hakon Anselkowski. Sorry if I pronounce your name incorrectly, but it is too late. It's too volatile now to be a solid source of profit. Is it too late?
No, it's never too late.
Up and down?
It's like I said, I always equate it to the stock market that goes up and down. You don't get scared off by volatility at all. It's think of it in the long term. When this becomes normal, the value of these things, when it actually does get regulated, there's thousands of cryptocurrencies right now that when that dwindles down to just the few of the important ones, those important ones, the value will increase because of that. And like I said, there's still a good time now to invest in companies that are actually doing business in cryptocurrency and blockchain that's bridging the gap, but like I said, between conventional finance and cryptocurrency. Those companies are going to take off, and obviously DigiBLX is one of those.
I love that because you just mentioned 2 investment opportunities, not just in trading and getting the coin, but also investing in companies that are going to actually be using that.
Yeah, the companies that are using blockchain and cryptocurrency, like I said, and relating it to the current Main Street stuff that's going on, those are the companies I look at when I look to invest in cryptocurrency and blockchain.
And of course, you being the principal at one of these companies, can you tell us a little bit as to why you got involved and what is your mission?
Yeah, my mission, the reason I got involved, because I saw a need. I saw this huge influx of cryptocurrency in the world and people turning their back on it in America. And that's why I just said, well, I'm going to develop my own coin and a blockchain and have this available to everybody because everybody else in the world is doing it. Let's be on the cutting edge of that, not be scared of it and run and hide. We're going to be out there leading the charge.
That's boss. I want my own currency. Can you have the Karla Mina coin?
I could help you do that. I definitely could.
Did you hear that?
Can you please not help her do that?
Seriously?
Yeah, oh, really?
Oh, come on. on.
I would love to
Hello?
do that.
Dreams can come true.
love to
Rocco's
do
such a
that.
hater.
Yeah.
Where can we find you, brother?
You can find me. I'll give you my phone numbers: 847-224-6864, or Morgan at DigiBLX.com, and that's MORGAN at DigiBLX.com.
Awesome.
Love it. I got your number.
stuff.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
get a hold
the
of me if you
Karla
want
Mina
anything in
coin.
crypto you want listed or sold, or
Yep.
give me a call.
I love that you said you also have this book and that you share that with people. So
Yeah,
I'm going to put you on the spot. So if someone wants to learn more about you or your company,
please.
are
Either
you
of those
willing
places.
to give away a book?
Yeah, we will
you
send
hear
as
that?
much information as they want.
So inbox him. How you said phone is best way to get a hold
Yeah,
of you?
phone or email if they want a book. Then email it to them.
Okay, so we have a young audience of millennials via my friend here, Sarah. So if you guys are listening and watching the show and you want to learn more and you want a copy of this book and not listen to the, whatever it's on Facebook, it's still options. It's still an opportunity. I like to say like real estate, right? Real estate's an appreciating asset. So it goes
Exactly.
down, it goes up. It doesn't matter because over time you sprinkle a little bit of that commodity called time. You'll make some profitability. So same story with my new coin, Karla Mina.
I love it. We're going to do it.
Get a hold of you via this number,
Karla
and
coin.
they'll
Karla
get a
coin.
free book.
I love it. Yes, let's do it.
What's the number again?
847-224-6864, or Morgan at DigiBLX.com. DigiBLX.com.
Love it. And you
stuff.
heard it here on WGN's Market Overdrive.
I'm
Mr.
so happy to
Funes.
do it here.
This was an exclusive.
Oh,
Because this is the
that's his radio Spanish voice. Exclusivo en Telemundo Univision.
Exclusivo.
Oh, muy bien.
That's Graco's voice. You want a coin too, don't you?
I don't have a coin, do I?
That sounds good too. Look, Graco coin.
The
I
Graco
like it.
coin would be good.
God,
I
I
think
can't
that's more
share
marketable.
with you everything. Gosh. Go ahead.
How are we doing on time?
We're good.
We good? We're wrapping. All right. Well, this is our last show for 2018, right?
It is. It's awesome. It's been a long year. It's I think that overall 2018 was one of those years where everybody was super excited about the market. I mean, there was tons of value, right? There was bidding wars in the summer, and all of a sudden,
Those are gone.
those are gone. Everybody's like, what's going on with value? Why aren't the phones ringing? So it's a crazy market coming up first quarter of 2019. But remember, if those of you who understand how to transact real estate, I think buyers are in for a great surprise, because now you're not going to have overwhelming process with buying. You're going to be able to take your time. You're going to be able to negotiate. And if sellers don't understand what this means, it means you're going to have to come correct with pricing.
Yeah.
What are you seeing what are your market predictions for 2019 in the lender world?
I actually read an article earlier today that rates could potentially go down. So keep an eye out for that. Regardless, they're still pretty low. And people are always going to need somewhere to sleep. So find that affordable property that suits your needs and reach out to your professional, whether it be your agent or your lender, to help facilitate that. It's been an amazing year, a lot of ups and downs, but we got through it. We want to make sure that we thank all of our sponsors. Thank you so much for supporting Market Overdrive.
Joe Glorioso, I heart you. You were a funny person to come on the show and share your spice with us with pulling permits, and having Judy in the show with you and talk about how to pull permits in the city of Chicago.
Windy City Consulting,
Windy
Joe
City
Glorioso,
Consultants. And then our credit repair friend.
Peter Jurek of Credit Pro. Thank you so much. He'll be back in 2019, actually. He's making a little trip to Florida, but he will be back in studio with us in 2019. Thank you so much, Peter. Who are we missing?
We had Carmen Carbonara from Stewart
Yep.
Title, who was also a blast to come on and sponsor our first quarter of our shows. I heart you. I love this woman, mompreneur as well. And then Denise, who's actually here.
Yeah. Edenhofer.
Yes.
How are you, lady?
Denise has this really cool product that allows you to warrant your home after you purchase it. And I know that a lot of you saw flipping products, right? Rehab products this year. And all of a sudden you realize, oh, crap, these people bought it once it was a foreclosure, and maybe they missed fixing a couple things. So warranties allow you to protect the property after closing, and you can call in and have their call in the service hotline, and they'll send a repair person. They'll either replace the appliance or they'll repair it. So it's peace of mind of buying something that, after you buy it, or protecting your product after you buy it. So kudos. I love Denise. She's an industry professional. She's always supporting all of our boards, Women Council of Realtors, National Association of Hispanic Realtors. So you want to support people who support us.
Yep. And
Tamika Scott with
Tamika
Money
Scott.
Matters. She was talking about,
That was our
accounting.
in-house accounting.
Accountants, exactly. So a sleuth of people who came out and supported our vision and our mission here with Market Overdrive, and I think that in 2019 we have great things to come. We're expanding the show from in the studio to in the field. So actually, that's where I need to go next and support this new platform. We're partnering up with Chicago Scene Magazine, Tony P Events, and Greg and Tony are here in the studio. Love you guys. Thank you out. So if you received an email from these guys, they're coming actually from me. You got to hear a little bit about Market Overdrive as a platform. So reach out to us. We'd love to showcase your business. It doesn't have to be real estate anymore.
No, does not have to be real estate anymore. 2019, we're going to continue to open the doors to all aspects of business, and we're super excited to showcase all these new industries that are leading nationally. So please reach out to us on our social media platforms. You had something else to say, Car?
Yeah, before we let you guys go, and I just want to promote my new show. It's called Market Overdrive en Español. So we're actually going to be translating all this good stuff in your language, in su idioma. So make sure to share this information with your friends. Anybody who's always wondered what it's like to transact and buy property. I know that our Latino community is being hit hard with a lot of slandering information about who we are and what we came here to do. So I just want to, empower you with information. Obviously, I'm a high-skilled professional. I've been transacting and selling real estate for the last 13 years. So what best use of my expertise than to educate my Latino community? So I want you guys to come out to support me. I'm going to be live 5:30 on Thursdays, and we're actually going to be launching our first show next Thursday. So keep an eye out and, let your familia know that we're going to be speaking Espanol on Market Overdrive.
Awesome. Make sure you guys follow us. Catch our fully edited show on all of our platforms, Facebook, Instagram. I think we're on Twitter too, right? YouTube. Thank you to WGN for all the hospitality. Thank you to Bob Cohen from our account executive here at WGN. Our producer, Nicolas Lanos, who is somewhere on vacation. Thank you so much, brother, for everything you do. Zachary on the camera.
A.K. Sanchez.
Will is our master at video. Thank you
Will
so much, brother.
Seriously, let me plug Will, because if you need any help with video editing or production, this guy is amazing. A pleasure to work with, and one of the most amazing souls, right? Aside from Sunny Bunny, I still love Sunny. But Will and Zach, you guys do a great job and producing this show, because there's a lot of hands that come in place when we produce this. It's not an easy task.
And let's say bye to Nick. He's somewhere out there.
Happy birthday, Memeti. It's his
early
birthday,
brother.
December.
We'll see you soon. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in 2019.
Thank you for watching another episode of Market Overdrive. If you like the information, please make sure to double S, share, and subscribe. And also like, right?
Yeah. Make sure you follow us on marketoverdrive.com and all of our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We'll see you soon.